Check, check. Testing 1, 2. Why is it never popping up? Broadcast. There we go. Takes a minute. Test, test. There we go. Takes a minute. Okay, good. It's working now. Don't want to hear an echo. Just want to make sure I hear people if they're trying to message. Okay. So there's a couple builds I use a lot on my Warlock. By the way, happy Easter. Hope everyone is having fun, doing something, whether you're like me and you're on your butt gaming. I don't want that. Okay. So, I'm going to go over some of the stuff here. I can't remember all the builders. These builds are, some of them are a little bit older, a couple years now. Been kind of off a lot, but Ashes to Acid. So super grenade kills, grants super energy. Super energy on grenade kills, not super grenade. Kind of see, that's my helmet. Sun bracers. This is one thing that's going to make this build. Increase the duration of solar grenade. Solar melee kills grant unlimited solar grenade energy for a brief time. So this is essentially just like, I want to say infinite grenade, but you definitely get a lot of grenades if you do it right. Firepower, momentum transfer, these do stack. And it even tells you right there, can be stacked. On this one, I mean, you could really feed whatever you want. I mean, recovery, which is, how fast you heal. Resilience is how much damage you could take. Mobility. You don't really need a lot of mobility. That's more like better survivability, PvP stuff, but at the same time, it's, by choice, whatever you prefer. Discipline is your grenade. Cooldown recharge. Intellect is your super cooldown recharge, and strength is your melee. So, go to chest. Harmonic resistance. There's just resistance buffs, a little bit of, damage resistance. Go to my boots. So it reduces orbs of power. So creating them and picking them up, essentially, is going to be viable. So like precision hits is going to be your orb creation, but then there are other means of creating orbs. So automatically collects nearby orbs of power when you activate your class ability. So I mean, you can change some of this a little bit. So this is one thing that makes the build. This is one thing you want to watch for. So I got Demolitionist and Wellspring. I like full automatic. So basically it's with regular pulse, it's tap, 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 tap. I can just hold the trigger down and I'm good. So Demolitionist and Wellspring and or one or the other. This will feed grenades, and grenades feed the melee in this. You just seen it. So this is really the only weapon I use a lot. So if you have other ones, Wellspring, so you don't absolutely need a Demolitionist. This is Demolitionist. You don't need both of them, but obviously it's pretty viable. So in the event I need Arc, Void, this is Solar, but I like auto rifles anyway. Use them to your advantage. So this weapon, your, kinetic and heavy, can literally be whatever the heck you want. If you prefer rockets, I like swords, it's less reload time. Like Wither Horde, but like I said, you can literally use whatever other weapon you want. But you want a weapon that's a consistent main. Primary ammo is ideal. Demolitionist Wellspring. The only thing... sorry, don't miss this section 2 here. So I run Well of Radiance. Obviously you can heal allies. If the team's functioning as a whole, it's a lot simpler, especially the sweatier stuff. I got Phoenix Dive, so basically a lot of healing from myself and allies. I got Burst Glide, you could change that, really. So this is what you want to try to do. So you want to use whatever melee you prefer. I did like this one, but this one kind of gives you a little bit more of a spread. Solar Grenade, obviously, is what you want to use for this. Touch of Flame. Heat Rises. So that's going to help with my spamming my grenades a little bit. Just makes it simpler. And then you got here Ember of Empyrean. Guess that right. So Restoration, Radiance, Ember of Torches. You know, some of these are just time extenders, stuff like that. So Ember of Sinjin here. Your class ability recharges faster on your scorch targets. Defeating scorch targets grants melee energy and creates fire spray. So definitely going to be collecting grenade energy. It's going to give my abilities a little more time. The only thing that kills this build, this is one of my favorites, I'm going to show you a couple today, but the thing that kills this build is when you got all these hot dogging cowboys trying to come over here and overkill you, so you gotta kind of pace yourself, but hopefully this will really help showcase the build. So you see I'm gonna start spam. It's about 5 grenades per melee. So the idea is, like I said, it's not really infinite, but you definitely get a lot of grenade spams. And in that event, I don't get the kill, right? I want to make sure I have, like, Demolitionist, something viable to pick up that slack. That's someone else buying it too. I'll just pop it right here. Not wasting. Get a kill, got it back. And I'm only like 1751 or something. I'm well below the hard cap. This obviously will work with sweatier stuff. You're just probably not going to get as many grenade spams. So you see 1791. So really what I like to do lately is I test like different builds to see, because obviously there's a lot of videos that put out clout. The hard cap is going to be 1810, which that is not. So that's 19 levels below. So I'd be like 1820. Let me show you, I guess somewhere up to. Let's try something sweaty here. Actually, I don't do that. Okay. You'll see the enemies. So, like, when you see a sword above, actually, a lost sector wouldn't be a bad idea either. Like a legend lost sector, but getting constrained to certain weapons. That's why you have. This bow has land tanks, so it helps the survivability and the sweatier stuff. So it's like sidearm and bow. So you see that kinetic bow, wellspring. Let's go find some enemies. So if you see the sword, the trick is you want to bring them down enough. You can proc it still. So you have to actually get the kill with the main. That's what triggers it. So like I said, you got these hot dog and cowboys that just kill everything. It's fine, it's just not viable for the grenade spam. But if you love grenades, you like the Warlock, maybe you haven't tried this build yet. So go ahead. If you don't have sun bracers, FML, this sucks, I love the build, can't use it, something like that, right? There is someone that comes along every Friday to, like Monday, I think, called Xur, XUR, where is Xur.com, you could look it up, Google it. He changes his location every weekend. So I believe he's in the tower. I'm going to show you some simple ways to farm them. You have legend lost sectors as well, which I don't even know where the heck this week is at. I don't have all of them unlocked with my Warlock, so it probably won't show. But once you see the legend lost sectors, they'll pop up with a little icon. Alright, so it's going to be over here. Pretty sure it's the same location. But legend can be a little bit testy. I mean, if you have a lower power level, like mine or lower, and you're still like exotic starved, don't sweat it. It'll come. Be patient.
I am an agent of the Nine.
So we got Controverse holds for the next couple days. Actually, probably next day or two. Tuesdays are the reset, so if you can get this before Tuesday, that's good for your void. Black tiling. So you have right here, you can get this, which also will give you... I don't have enough legendary shards to do that, but... Basically, you have this rotation. You have weapons here, you know, that might help you if you're looking for the Wellspring or Demolitionist. Maybe some decent gear. Okay, so this is my solar build. I'm going to switch to one of my favorites, my void build, just because that is in there.
My movements are to a significant degree dependent on the pattern.
So nothing manacles, and then you have Controverse Hold. I like both of them, but I've been doing this one a little bit more. I don't know if I really like this new skin for this build. Good, it works. And you see, this weapon isn't changing. I mean, I could use... Non-hunger is a good one even. I don't have to use that pulse rifle. Most of that stuff later. Let's go do terminal overload. I'm still trying to get levels up. On this build, you can see, like, it's not exactly entirely. 1800 it's a lot better than it was. I mean, I started at like, I don't know, I was like 1750, and then I tried to do the pass to skip levels on one of my tunes, and it literally was the same thing. It didn't give me anything for levels. So this isn't going to be a charge grenade. But with Controverse Hold, you want to charge your Void Vortex grenade. So I need grenade energy, right? So I'm going to start using this bad boy. Not use that. It's too shitty again. I'm gonna kind of go over
The Shadow Legion has
some of the
fallen back
stats
to the
here.
East, but the
I'm
Guardians
just gonna
sniffing
scan
at
them to
their
save
heels.
time so I don't bore everybody. If you want to go back after, check it out, pause it or whatever, kind of see. And again, this slot, a lot of grenade builds, I prefer discipline. But keep in mind at these numbers, because if you use a smaller rank, like this one, right, it's 5 discipline, I would actually be in the under the tier. So it's every 10, not like these 4s, 2s, 1s, that means nothing. It's every time you hit a 10. So if it actually gives you that 10 spot, like from 59 to 64, you're in 60, that's in tier 6, right? So you want to utilize the right mods, essentially, for whatever stat. Otherwise, it's just a waste, unless it's just something to fill in there. Something like that. Kind of see. Bomber's good. Powerful. So depending on where my gear falls at, once you masterwork them, got them up there. Class is always going to be 22 when it's masterworked, but 85, 90. I can get some more. Like that one could be better, but I digress. Obviously, the Slova bomb. I have other options, but this is the one I'm using. Hill and Rift. This doesn't really matter as much, honestly. Blink. It's tough until you get the hang of it, but if you want to use Blink, more power to you. Pocket, Singularity, I got Scatter Grenade, Child of the Old Gods, Feed the Void, Rock and Echo of Harvest, Echo of Undermining, Echo of Instability, and Echo of Starvation. Now, I used to do the Controverse Holds. I still have them on deck, but this one actually turned out to be really fun. I was surprised. And again, this build as well, you can really run whatever you want. I have Demolitionist with a Void Weapon. But Wellspring Demolitionist, as long as you have a Void Weapon, it's going to help drop the Void, see him right there, along with the Orbs of Power. So you don't absolutely have to, but if you want to feed grenades even further.
Stay tuned to Neomoda Civil News for updates.
I guess, gotta fire away. So they're doing a little homing on my grenades, which helps for stuff like this. Screw that. But this is one reason I like to build some of my favorites, so like you see my solar I just showed. Because the red sword is significant of being underpowered, which obviously there's a lot of the videos that show these builds that are like so amazing. They don't show you at lower levels doing higher tier stuff a lot, so you can see the viability is simple, part-time gameplay, you're not living on here. And you're not like Artifact 36 to 40 or something ridiculous. So this is a little bit slower for my grenade reload. So like, this one's probably my best for grenades, actually. Just because it's enhanced. You can make this on Mars if you don't have it yet. Make that and then look at it. Try to show you the helmet. See how they seek out. So I've got an extra grenade charge, which is clutch. But you know, a lot of it's really preference too. Like, a lot of people still like controversial. That's going to be your vortex grenade charge, where you actually hold it. Some cases, if you've played with that combo before, you've had it not get sent at full charge before you die, which can be frustrating. So you definitely want to like pick and choose. But besides loving the vortex grenade, personally, sometimes charging it takes that extra second where it just isn't going to happen. This is where, so like you saw in Solar, if you don't proc the melee and stuff like this, where people are just killing everything, this is my next go-to build I like. Probably could avoid build a lot more, to be honest. But you don't have to worry about that proc as much. It's basically as fast as you could keep up. This took me forever to get, the Ogma, but like, any Wellspring Demolitionist will do fine. That is just for the Golden Tricorn, which basically buffs, you know, your grenade and melee kills, but preference is what it comes down to. Adrenaline Junkie is good to have. But most of my Warlock stuff is just, I love having grenades, essentially. Like, I think I stumbled upon a build once, it was like an infinite grenade build or something of that nature. And once I tried it out, I was hooked. So I was using the Dire Helm of Amakara, or whatever, which is the Nova Bomb buff. But once I tried the abilities, it's pretty fun. Mainly on the Warlock. But Thresh is on my sword, that's one reason I like using it too, besides projectiles. When you're doing the sweaty PvE stuff, what happens is, if you have rockets, any reload is frustrating. Just like the grenade charge, you know, if everything's reload and charging, it's that couple seconds to flip and keep going. So I like Witherhoard, it does do an auto reload. You can have, I don't think it's on this, yeah it is. Of course, this was my OG gun I used, but autoload and holster. So basically what you do is you just rotate your weapons. And you can have full magazines. You don't have to sit here and tinker. Being that I'm underpowered, it's very helpful early on. Once you get leveled, it's a little bit easier. Oh, perfect. I guess some grenade energy, boys. So a lot of the showcase builds, you'll see like probably the most hyped up video version or whatever of it. Then like, you know, you go to use it and the harder stuff like this, and I'm not shooting as much grenades. So, take them with a grain of salt. But if it looks fun, definitely try it out. But I've been working on my Titans builds. It's a whole different gameplay. The Warlock's kind of more passive. It's easier to mess with. Some Devour. Careful shooting the Slova bomb too. If you hit a wall or something, it will kill you. To make it easier, you can just jump back and send it from a distance, but... Alright, that's the Void. And I've been working on Threadlands. I actually just got the Swarmers. I'm going to show you how I got the Swarmers. And in between, I'll show you. This is actually another way that I found out I could do it after I came off the break. So there's going to be these quests. Not these. Riven's Wishes. You get a wish token. Right? So basically, with this wish token, you can get exotics, different stuff. Alright, I'm gonna switch. Go in here to her in the helm. You could basically get, obviously I have a token right now, but you can get all these weapons. You got Apex Predator's pretty good. But right here. And you can get any tune with another tune. So like on my Titan I actually got the Swarmers for my Warlock. So if you're missing some of these, you can do these wish favors. You can get Exotic Cipher, Ascendant Alloy, Ascendant Shard, and these Mementos. At least that's what's showing up for me. Alright, last but not least, I'm gonna go to Strand. Swarmers, which I haven't upgraded yet. I'm actually shy on shards. I need one more. I could grab it right now, but I'll upgrade that. Modules have been starved on as well. Another twos, get rid of one. So as long as this is in here, you don't absolutely have to have your weapon upgraded. So like if this wasn't a 93 and this was it, I'll still get higher level gear to drop, so you're not using as many modules. Alright. So you've got Needle Storm, Healing Rift, Burst Glide, Arcane Needle, Threadland Grenade. I've got Weaver's Call, Mind Spun Invocation, Thread of Warding, Thread of Evolution, Thread of Generation, and Thread of Rebirth. Alright, and then my armor is as follows: Strand Siphon, Dynamo, and see, you can read under it, it'll tell you if it stacks or not, which it used to not, but kind of slap in whatever you prefer here. Obviously, it's a grenade build. I need to make that better, but I don't want those to be too low either. Yes, that's class ability. I should probably actually change. I'll tinker later, but this should work for now. This is fine. But that's probably actually fine. But bolster and detonation would work too. Just angles. Boom. Some resistance. Ranged is good for Warlock. Usually jumping around. Recuperation, insulation. Stacks on stacks. Discipline. So a lot of times the exotic gear makes the build. Destroying a tangled spawn. Destroying a tangle spawns a threadling. Your threadlings unravel targets that they damage. So a tangle's those little green balls that drop when you're running strand. And that could be also a strand weapon as well. See that? Okay, so one thing that helps a little bit is having a weapon like this that I'm actually going to use. I do like Osteo though. See, I don't like having two strand guns. Let's on Osteo, what the hell? Slap that on. I feel like I want a grenade launcher here, which I don't have yet, but it's fine. Alright, I'm gonna go farm some of the mediations because I do not have any. I'm trying to target Neomuna or whatever because I want to show you the build with it being underpowered, how viable it actually is versus kind of a, rah clout video. I think I'm gonna save Senate shards. I just have so many. 16 of these freaking things. Coming back off a break means material start is not so bad. Let's go join this chaos. That's why I know how to drive. I just like Osteo. It's like, with the Warlock, what I like about him is you can literally have more of a relaxed playstyle, more passive. You don't have to get too crazy. Like, the Hunter is going to be a little more squirrely. And then Titan. A lot of his good builds are predecessor of, like, Melee. Get some stats back there, abilities. But, if you don't like up close and personal, crazy squirrely gameplay, then the Warlock is such an easy class. If you play for a while, hours a day or something consistently, really makes it easy. The benefit to using multiple tunes, why run multiple tunes, other than just trying them out, is that you share the XP. So if you really want to level super fast and you're motivated, your season pass for your artifact XP. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Make it easier. So here you get this up faster, which gives you this bad boy, right? Why is that important? Glad you asked. So you go here, you keep getting bonus levels here, right? So every time you get XP, so if you might not like the Titan as your favorite, all your quests, all the, Pinnacle, all that stuff restarts with every character. So, granted, it's a little bit tedious doing that. Your artifact level is where you get your extra powers, which is that plus 13. I know mine's low this season. But my hard cap's still not even there. You see how much lower I am. It's 1810, I believe, this season. I guess over here, because it's hard to use. So if you're looking to, get easy, simple leveling, let's say your team's lower, because, you don't share gear, you can share weapons. So if you actually get a couple weapons on a team, you could put them in your inventory, or use the app, Destiny 2 app to switch, but go do basic bounties on the planets, like Cosmodrome is good. And all that XP is shared, so you essentially will level a lot faster. There we go, I did that hopefully. Some Guardians out here. So those green orbs are what the Swarmers creates Redlands with, it seems, down out there. Any new weapon that's Strand with Hatchling. But out of all three of these builds, so you've seen the Solar, you've seen the Vortex. Actually, I didn't show Vortex, I showed Scatter Grenade. So, Controverse holds, whatever combo you use. The Solar has the most grenade spam, the fastest, consistently. The only downside to it is if somebody kills your melee attack, you want to knock them down a little bit if he's more powerful. The red sword on the life bar right there. And they're like, you get them down a little bit and then you have them shoot them. Once you're hitting it, that's where the Wellspring Demolitionist comes into play. This is going to be... Yeah, I'm not going to get the grenades. Can't get them with my super though. I'm slowly starting to enjoy this build, the Strands. But I think my favorite's still the Void. So this has Wellspring and Demolitionist, and you kind of see, like, with the tougher, sweaty stuff, like, if you run a Nightfall Strike or something, it's not going to be as consistent. But having the cheesy stuff actually isn't so bad either, because you can kill some of the, like, champions from range, kind of hiding behind cover. You won't have to be up close and personal. Which is why, like, the new Void Titan Shield Bash build I'm doing is fun, but, like, it's more like a higher powered build. If you're low power level, you're low hard cap, which mine is a little ways. It's probably about the same, really. Then it's not going to be as functional, but the build I did is a 1 million DPS, and it actually was accurate, which was surprising. I think I saw the proc was like 850k. I did like what the video said. I want to say it was like 100 booty as the builder or something like that. And again, that's tight, but Stasis and Arc Warlock is pretty fun. It's not my favorite, but it's kind of like having the right tool for the job. So the best build for team stuff is probably going to be your solar. Just because he's got the Well of Radiance. That really comes in clutch because you're not able to heal allies, and then you got your different healing rifts you can proc. I'm gonna use this just because this thing is so fun. Don't have to aim on point, don't even have to worry about precision, just spam it. See, I'm not even using a freaking scope now. So, like, if you feel like your aim is not that great, Osteo is good. If you don't have Osteo, you know, use AoE, like, got Wither Horde. See, this is the Well of Radiance. So, like, you know, Wither Horde is good. Oh no, I don't have my sword. Shit. Got it. Let's go. The biggest thing with like Nightfalls, so like literally just having this gun, Demolitionist and Wellspring on a grenade or ability build, which for Warlock typically is going to be your grenades. Melee, Rift comes in clutch, but it's really going to carry the build itself. I attempted actually trying to kill him. I think I was running this earlier with like a 1950 power level or something. And Wither Horde's my jam. Not good for feeding abilities, but it's for really fun gun use. Go kill the big guy. So the rift that the Warlock has, it does proc healing, which is a good portion of it, but it also will proc, depending on what stats you put on your build, your mods. It procs like this, for example, will proc my Threadlings. So it's sometimes just like higher level, I'll spam it and run away. People be like, well, why aren't you standing in the rift? It heals you. It's just there to proc my grenades. So you see 3 Threadlings will come out. And that's coming from Swarmers, I believe, is what's procking that actually. No, that's not it. It is right here. 26 heals. Here it is. So, Weaver's Call. Cast your Rift to weave 3 Threadlings. So if you're really like, I want Threadlings, more Threadlings, find your little Hatchling mod, which is here. This bad boy is what it is. On your strand weapons. Rift Recharge, Demolitionist is good for grenades, but Wellspring will do all your abilities. for your Rift, it's 3 per cast.
He says return to the Cyber City. Thanks for your help, Guardian.
That's kind of the biggest friends check. Have the game come on look here. I go hit up something a little hectic and easy on the move. So Saros Harbor is good for like if you're trying to masterwork your catalysts on certain exotics. Usually once you get the catalyst, I think I have them all now, but you have to get so many kills once you find the catalyst for weapons. And this is a good way to do it. But if you really want to see how effective some of the builds, it's already in 3. I don't want to upgrade a lot of shit until I get higher. Need to get more modules. Got 1 left, so yeah, let's slow down on upgrades for a minute. And I just keep these extra weapons in the slot just so I can pop it on to. Let's say I get the bug, it's like, okay, let's go to a Nightfall. I'll have a little bit of wiggle room, but you only need the highest upgrade. You don't need a whole lot. So like that's only a 70. These are 92, 93, right? So as long as this is in your inventory, you will continue to get higher gear. You don't actually need to have it on. So if you're material starved, like I am right now, because I just burn them like an idiot, then save them a little bit until you do more sweaty stuff, and then you'll hit the upgrade. I have a full inventory that I can go mess with. Pretty sure this is the only hatchling gun I have, just because my strand build is not my best build right now. But like I said, I'm slowly starting to enjoy it. It's growing on me, I guess. Make sure that just fills up. So best case scenario, Demolitionist Wellspring combo will really just carry a build. Grab these orbs. I think the wells, the Radiant Wells were my favorite when I had those. Because you had Seeking Wells, which they did do for the orbs now, but I think the wells make the ability builds more viable. I keep forgetting to do. I want to make this freaking skin green, which is not a really big thing that I like. So I know it's string basically. Let's go. Doesn't seem to be refreshing as fast as I remember, but maybe I'm not playing all this shit. So having a pulse with full auto trigger on it actually is a lot more like an auto rifle, which is probably my favorite weapon to use for my builds. weapons as possible. Okay. Look at it go. Let's get it. Might do some tinkering at some point, see if I can just really maximize threadlings like crazy, because machine gun with hatchling is obviously good, but it's only if you get kills with it, or precision hits or kills. But the problem is you need the ammo to go with it. So precision final blows are rapidly defeating targets. There's probably one in the Mars creation that I can do with the patterns or whatever. Like I said, I haven't played in a while. Just why my power level's low. I think Solar has it right now. I think Solar's gonna need to play until I can get probably with threadlings, so like for the fortunately is gonna be sorry boys. I'm gonna go see a guy about a thing and stuff. Let me say that. Gone World played. I'm actually gonna go check and see if it'll even let me. It's the only way I know to check. It's weapons. So kinetic will be facing left, and then energy is going to be facing right. So that's not strand. That is. That's not. They might not even have an energy. I know they have a kinetic one that I see. So I can get rid of this machine gun would be very helpful. So I have Sweet Sorrow. Refuse Fury, that's what the hell it's called. So there actually is only one. They're both kinetic. Actually, there's two. It's not even gonna let me. I bet that one has hatchlings. So an energy, let's try Pulse. It's kinetic as well. Which I guess kinetic's not super horrible, but I don't have a lot of this new stuff. I haven't played in so long. So let's try a good wave launcher and see. Hell no, of course they don't. So I think Glaive might be a play on some of these builds, but that's more for my Titan build actually. So the only auto rifle they offer Refuse Fury. So definitely it's going to be a machine gun bolt for your hatchling. I don't like that, but I guess that's the only option. To buff the hatchling. Chaos. They actually did me dirty here. I got a 97 helmet somehow. And the rest are dropping at like low 90s. Six, 70. I only need one. But let's test this out quick. Notice scatter signal. It's not even going to show me the possibility. Okay. Hand cannon. I'm not a fan of the hand cannon, to be honest. Hatchling shotgun. It'll work, but it's not going to be as quick as an auto rifle will, or the machine gun. And that's kinetic. Trying to target some sniper rifle. I'll go. That's the scatter signal as well. That's a fusion rifle, though, actually. I don't know why I thought it was sniper. Pulse. I don't have as many as I thought, apparently. So I'm actually probably going to have to farm the dang things. But if you've already unlocked them and you like the strand builds, which obviously I just barely finished the campaign quests, then I would aim for that Rufo's Fury or whatever it's called. But till then, I'm just going to have to do rock Solar and Void. But pretty much any strand gun with hatchling. I'm just going to have to get these, break down and get them, but I think that's going to be the play. Rufu's Fury? And what the hell is the other one called? Perpetual. So actually, it'll probably tell me here. If I can find it hiding. Here's one. So Perpetualist, as I say, it has hatchling. That's good to know. And then, so that's going to be from a Nightfall, probably, the Adept. Thresh, good for super. So as good as Rufu's Fury might be, because I can't see, I have to look it up, but aside from Adept, no. Tap the trigger is good for stability. More of a PvP almost, I would say, tap the trigger. Really don't need tap the trigger in PvE stuff. So Perpetualist. Usually it tells you where to find it. For soldiers of the Eternal War. I think I know where to put it. I want to say it's going to be in here or the Dreaming City, maybe. I'll just go figure it out real quick. But essentially, you've seen the favorite builds I like. Seeing what mods I had. Some of them are, obviously interchangeable, but like, if you're like me and you're just like super excited about grenades, double check your buffs because this is 37. That's tier 3. That's not super significant, right? But if you look at some of the mods I have, I don't absolutely need it, but on top of that, the Ogma. So you don't have to necessarily be like, discipline on all your stat buffers. Like, you want to have survivability and recovery. Those two are really good to have. Alright, let's see if I can figure out. She doesn't have one. Let's test and see. So it looks like I can slack in. That is not it. That was close. So probably German city weapons? I'm getting a lot of scatter signal. Actually, they may even be callous weapons. Bear with me. Just try to do this quick. No, because that's the freaking... That's the one that has threadlings. So maybe this is the right spot. Maybe the one of these. Pattern, I need to keep that. So I am slowly trying to stock up on my legendary shards. A little bit still. Super cluster. Slide shot's good. It's a little squirrely game. Make sure he knows to join the party. Might have help in this endeavor. Okie doke. Save that, and I can get rid of that actually. Deep sight's kind of easy to find, so I'm not gonna mess with that too much. Yo, yo, what up? These pants. Yo. That was a card. Impetuous. Oh, you know what? I think I know where to find him. Impetuous. Hey, yo. How did he do? Check, check. Actually, let me check over here real quick. So if it's not callous, that'll be extremely helpful. Holy shit, it is over here. It's actually good though. Season of Defiance Pass. Oh, wait. So I can farm it this way. And there's a shard. Yo. So I want to try to farm this Perpetualist rifle. It's over here in the helm because it's got deep sight activation, right? It has hatchling. If I can get it to drop with hatchling, that'd be great, but I'm sure the deep sight's going to be enhanced version. Come to this vendor over here, the war table, where I'm at. It's saying I need to have a season pass, Season of Defiance. Let me see. Requires us to do season 20. Battlegrounds, I guess, is what it is, where it's going to drop. Season 22, season 20. So, like, this rifle's called Perpetualus. I need to try to either farm it or get it to drop, but the question is, it says I'm missing, like, season passes. So I don't know how to farm it, or if it's even possible. Like, so it's not just the strand I'm looking for. I'm looking for hatchling on it. It is, but I don't know. Like, I guess I could look it up because I would like to try to do the deep sight resonance version so I could see if it's enhanced. Because basically, what I'm trying to do with my thread or strand build on my Warlock is get as many hatchling procs as possible. And I don't even think I have any actually, because the machine gun has hatchling. Oh, grenade launcher. Old Sterling. Okay. Do you happen to know where one would farm Old Sterling? There's a grenade launcher and Old Sterling. Oh, wait a second. Cataphract has it. Holy shit. I love how it says precision. Final blows with a grenade launcher. Yeah, I was showcasing my builds, and I only have, like, if you look at my tune, I'll put it on. I just have the machine gun. So I have the exotic Quicksilver, but it's not necessarily as viable. Yeah, it's a good gun. I enjoy playing with it. Well, Tangles creates hatchlings for me as well, but I was looking for, like, ideally an energy weapon, really. That's what I need then with hatchling. Is that an energy grenade launcher? You said it's called the Moth Keeper? Do you happen to have that weapon on you? Or could you... Oh, it's a mod? Yeah, but how do you... Oh, that's not gonna help me, dipshit. Oh, I got you, yeah. So essentially so like, I like my auto rifles and grenade launchers, so like, I think there's a shotgun. Like, a lot of the hatchlings are kinetic or power. I was trying to find like an energy style weapon, whether it be, submachine gun that can thread or proc hatchlings, which I guess it doesn't really matter. Because if I can get the auto rifle that's kinetic, I'll just slap something else in that slot, and I'll have kinetic and heavy. So basically, I could spam Quicksilver Storm till I get that auto rifle. There is, let's see, weapons. Yeah, maybe it's shut down for like everybody then. Old Sterling is what it's called, you said? Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna farm this stuff. You guys saw the builds. I hope you enjoyed. I don't think you need to watch me farm. It's boring madness of grind, but until next time, like, share, subscribe.